reason why immigrants came to this dusty, dingy fucking country is because half of your men were wiped out by World War fucking II.
Dusty, dingy country. A perfect combination of hateful and ignorant. Perhaps she needs reminding that this country that she clearly has so much contempt for stood up to and defeated some of history's most evil regimes in World War II. And even when defeat looked likely, dusty, dingy Britain and its empire bravely fought on despite the overwhelming odds. Britain didn't even come close to losing half its men in World War II.
You know the real reason why you won World War II. America didn't save your ass cart. It was India, yeah?
Whilst India's contribution to the war was noteworthy and commendable, other than the Burma campaign, it was mostly a supporting role.
And he has the audacity to call someone ignorant. But quite honestly, he's also not at fault. That's what he has been taught in school and college. But the reality is that India's contribution in World War II is one of the most overlooked, yet decisive contribution in world history. India is the largest volunteer army in global history, with 2.5 million men enlisting by 1945. These soldiers not only fought in Southeast Asia, but also North Africa, Europe, and Middle East. He remembers the Burma campaign. But what about the pivotal role Indian soldiers played in the Battle of El Alamein in 1942 and the Italian campaign from 1943 to 1945? Around 87,000 Indian soldiers died, and roughly around 160,000 soldiers were wounded during the war. And the funny thing is that India had nothing to do with this war. India was the largest financial contributor to Britain's war. By the end of the war, India had contributed nearly 1.3 billion pounds to Britain, which amounts to roughly 78,000 crore rupees in today's time. If that wasn't enough, then for your information, India supplied over 55 million uniforms and countless blankets for allied forces. Rice, wheat, tea, sugar, and other agriculture products were shipped to troops worldwide. Raw materials like mica, jute, rubber, steel, coal were exported in massive quantities. By 1942, Indian factories were producing 500,000 rifles, machine guns, and military vehicles. There were several other direct contributions. But let's just take a moment and acknowledge some indirect contributions through which India had to make some humanitarian sacrifices. Like the Bengal famine of 1943, which was caused by the war policies of Winston Churchill that killed nearly 3 million Indians. Would you want to get into that, Mr. Historian? So the long and short of the story is, British probably could not have won World War II without India. India's soldiers, resources, money, and geography made Britain's victory possible. I think you should be grateful, bow your head, and say thank you. Namaste.